friends, it's Teresa and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be me discussing the non-bookish faves of mine. It's mainly all just skincare and hair. Let's face it, just skincare and hair that I really enjoyed in 2020. I do have quite a little bit of a lengthy list because I did get a chance to experiment with a lot of things this year. So without further ado, let's go. So I'm going to start off with some hair products. If you guys know, have been following me for at least a year. December 2020, I basically most of my life I thought my hair was pretty wavy but poofy. Like the waves don't form at all. These are manufactured waves, so don't worry about it. But the waves don't form. It's just a big frizzy poof, and the hotter it gets, the frizzier it gets, the more humid it gets, the nicer it is. Then about last December, about this time of the year actually, my sister started noticing curls forming at the top of my head, and I have started my crazy curly hair journey as of now. So I do have quite a few products, but I'm going to start with the one that's chilling on my bed. I need to get hung back into my shower. And that is like a scalp massager or like a wet brush or this little guy. I got this from Ulta for like 13 bucks, I believe. I was a little hesitant on buying something like this because I always was like, it's a gimmick, it's fine. And then someone from these curly girls that I follow nowadays had mentioned that they bought something similar. Theirs was a little bigger than this, but they bought something like this, and it not only helped them get rid of all the product buildup, but they don't find that their scalp dries up as much, or that their curls end up looking really nice from the root down. So I was like, you know what the heck, give it a shot. I actually have seen a really big difference in my hair recently. I use this to massage clearly the shampoo in. I have seen there is less product buildup, a lot less product buildup, and my scalp does not get nearly as dry as it typically does. And then as I have conditioner in it, I run this through my wet hair with the conditioner and then squish it, and then the definition just kicks in. I wish I could show you guys it. Like, I have been using this for about I want to say a couple weeks, so you guys have seen in videos just how much it has made a difference in my hair. I wish I could show you guys today with this hair, but I got my hair recently. I got my roots done on Saturday, so I've just been wearing what I haven't washed my hair, so you guys will probably see it sometime in the new year to see, but I really enjoy it. Again, this one was from Ulta. It was like $13. I'm sure down the line I'm going to get a bigger one that you can fill up with product on the inside, but I just wanted to test it out. This is made of silicone. I highly recommend it. If you are a curly girl and have issues with product buildup, or if you're just someone who I struggle with washing product out of my hair. I don't know what it is, but this was really helpful. The next set of products is actually a brand. I actually really started using Not Your Mother's Curl Talk stuff. I have the pink one that I use with curl defining, but again, my scalp just loves product. It dries up quite easily. So I decided to kind of experiment a little bit, and I started using their Aquatic Mint and Coastal Sea Holly, which is a scalp refresher. I have seen such a difference again with just how dry my scalp gets, the product buildup, and then mixed with the little scalp scrubber. Beautiful, beautiful mix. Highly recommend it. It's also drugstore, so if you guys are kind of struggling a little bit with that. I recently found out that the situation going on in my head is not dandruff, it is dry scalp and product buildup. So if you guys are struggling with dandruff, not dandruff, but if you guys think you guys are, I would do a little bit more research, but I highly recommend this for just kind of the drier scalps and some product buildup, because the refresh is so nice and so mint. The next one is actually another thing that I use for my scalp, again for product. I don't use this as often as I did when I first bought it, just because I found other things, but it's the Kristen S Scalp Scrub. It has a bunch of water in it, so hold on. But it's the Kristen S Scalp Scrub. It's about $14.99 at Target. I like it a lot. It's great for color treated hair. I use this one of the first things I used to wash my hair after I just got it all done back in October. Didn't bleed out all my hair at all, and helps really get rid of the leftover hair dye kind of stuck kind of those little crevices on my scalp. So highly recommend it if you are looking for something. It is again drugstore. It's a bit on the higher end, but given the fact that it's such a good product and you get a lot of product for it, can't go wrong. The next product is actually something I used back in 2020. Kind of fell out of love with it because I was experimenting with other products, and that is the Aussie Miracle Curls Curl Refresh with coconut and Australian jojoba oil. As you guys can tell, maybe there's not a lot left in the bottle. I have to get a new one, but I fell out of love with this in 2020 because I just didn't know how to use it. Genuinely did not know how to use it. And then a couple weeks ago, I guess, or a couple months ago, I started experimenting with ways I could refresh my hair without loading so much product onto it the first couple of days. So I like spritzed a little bit of water on my hair and then spritzed this and scrunched, and found that it did wonders for refreshing my hair. So I highly recommend it if you're looking for something to help you refresh your hair, or if you're trying to mess around with lighter products to refresh your hair. I have, my hair gets weighed down very easily. I have about like, I want to say 2B to maybe 3A curls all over my head, and sometimes they absorb water really well, absorb products really well, and other times it just sits on my head. So this is a really good one if you're trying to like mess around with your refresh routine. And it's also pretty inexpensive. I think it's like, what, $4? Almost done with the hair stuff. The next one's actually a brand. I had seen this a couple times on Twitter when I was messing around trying to find products, and that is the Blueberry Curls brand. This is their creme brulee whipped curl cream, their reparative leave-in conditioner, which is a little bit more protein heavy, and then their blueberry and mint scalp treatment. Pretty much self-explanatory. I have been using these quite a lot recently. I have been experimenting with them. I like this formula specifically for my hair. This is a bit more of a lighter and more moisturizing curl cream, which is good because my hair dries out. This one has more protein, which helps out kind of define everything. And then the scalp treatment is something that I use every now and again, probably like once every other week, just to help like really rejuvenate my scalp. I have a lot of scalp products because, again, I live in a very dry climate. Even in the wintertime, in the summertime, it's just dry. So my scalp struggles. So anything to help moisturize my scalp, to help clear out products and stop with buildup, really helps kind of my scalp, help my hair grow and the scalp growth. It's like your scalp is your skin of your hair, so you need a good base. That made no sense, but it's fine. But I really am enjoying this this brand, and I highly recommend it. It's again, I found this brand at Target. It's about like 13 or 14 bucks for something for these guys. These are about like, what, 32 ounces, 8 ounces. I'm kidding. Don't listen to me. Okay. Second to last items on this like hair bit is actually the Shea Moisture masks. This one's the Hydrate and Repair Protein Power Treatment with Mafura and Baobab oils. And then this one is the Coconut and Hibiscus Curl and Shine Hair Mask with Silk Protein and Neem Oil. But I had to bleach my hair to get out the box bleach when I got it professionally done this past couple months. So there is some bleach and some chemical treating situation happening. So my curls were struggling. I ended up using this to help kind of reform the definition in my curls. I haven't used this recently. Because I recently realized that my hair wasn't lacking in protein, it was lacking in moisture. So I do use this about like once a week, this one, and then I alternate once a week with this, and then every other week with this one, just so it helps and it keeps my hair at a nice balanced situation, because too much moisture doesn't help with curls, and too much protein could actually fuck up your curls. So, good times. And the last hair product on this favorites list, this is what happens when I experiment a lot these past couple years, and that is the Camille Rose Curl Maker with marshmallow and agave leaf extract. This is probably one of my favorite curl defining stuff ever. It is on the pricier side. You can buy this at Target for like $21, but this is so good. So like I said, my hair does get weighed down a lot. If I put too much product in, it's gone. But this is a super terribly strong hold hair gel. Like, my hair is crispy, but if I like touch it slightly, the scrunch falls away, and I'm left with such really nice waves. As you guys have seen recently, my frizz has been reduced significantly with this, and like you get a lot. This is a lot. This is 12 ounces for this small jar, and you're like, Teresa, that's not a lot. It's 12 ounces. A little goes a long way. Like, I'd maybe do a pump and a half. Nico. I maybe do a pump and a half, and that covers my entire head, and another half pump covers the bits that aren't as like covered in gel. Like, again, a little goes a long way. Highly recommend this one if you guys haven't already. Camille Rose is a pretty good brand too. So moving on to the makeup favorites, I only have two, and that is the Rare Beauty. Pardon the cap on this, it's a very messy thing, but I have the Rare Beauty foundation right now, which is in shade 210N, which is a really great summer shade for me. It's a little bit more on the yellower side, which is good because I tan fairly yellow. Like, I can show you guys a picture of me as a kid, and I was like a golden brown. but I have paled out and I have switched over to the Anastasia Luminous foundation. Also really like that, but I've only been using it for like maybe three weeks, so not much. And then the other one is the Rare Beauty Blush Enjoy. This is a liquid blush. Love this blush. It's great again on my skin color because it is like a nice kind of flush that I get like when I'm out and about. I have switched again over to a powder blush because I forgot my blush when I went to Portland, so here we are. But I love these blushes both really much, these products really well. No! Just stay there and don't drop anything. Can you do that? I love these products really like a lot. I can't go wrong with them, and I will be. You did that on purpose. And I will be repurchasing from Rare Beauty in the near future. I will say though, if you guys are looking at the foundation, be a little wary. This is not very friendly with textures. I get a lot of like dry patches around this area, like my nose area, and it accentuates it. Which is why I switched over to Anastasia Luminous foundation, because I was like, if it's gonna be super dry during the winter, I'm not dealing with texture on my face. I mean, it's normal to have texture on your face, but not dry skin is peeling texture. You feel? Next item on the list is a peeling solution. Actually, again, skin is very dry, so, and that is the Ordinary, the AHA 30% plus BHA 2% peeling solution. Great for my skin. I love it. I use it once my skin really dries up, typically like right after my period, and it helps hydrate my skin super like a ton. And then I also use the hyaluronic acid toner from them. Beautiful combination on my very oily skin. My cat, you can't really see him, but let's just tilt this. He shouldn't be up there. I really enjoy this. It's good. I do use it for 10 minutes. I do recommend if you guys are going to buy the solution at night. 10 minutes at night, use your serums afterwards and lots of moisturizing products on top of it. It will make you very sensitive to the sun, so like I said, use it at night and not during the daytime. I don't want to be responsible for any facial situation that happens when you step out in the sun and you become burnt to a crisp. The second to last product is that I mentioned in my Suddenly Bookish guide. I will leave that link down below for y'all, as well as all the products that I have listed. There is a hair. I am so sorry. There we go. And that is a book light. I just sent the link to my roommate for this specific one. This one I got at Target for about like 20 bucks, I want to say. I think right now it's on sale for like 14. But this is a rechargeable book light. I like it a lot because you just kind of pop off the clip here in the bottom, and then you plug this into like whatever like adapter you have, like your phone charger, plug it in and it charges. It's a good light to have. It's rechargeable again, so you don't have to worry too much about batteries. Definitely worth like the $20 investment, because I love this book light like a ton. And the last non-bookish thing that I have is actually hanging on these walls right now, and that is this little shelf right here. I got this off of Amazon. It's, I want to say like, what, 17 inches, maybe, if that. I'll leave it linked down below for y'all, but this is a floating shelf, and you don't have to worry about like installing it with a drill or anything. In my last apartment, we couldn't mount certain things, so I couldn't use a drill, but this one is non-drill friendly, and I was concerned that like, you are going to need a little bit of muscle to push it into the wall. So thankfully in my case I had muscle, my boyfriend, and so yeah. But when I moved, I was worried that this was going to leave like huge holes in the wall for some reason. But when we pulled it out, it literally left the size of a hole that you would get from a push pin. Maybe like even slightly bigger. So it's not huge at all, and it's good. It's pretty sturdy. So yeah, highly recommend that. And then I guess these curtain lights also, I believe I bought these in 2021 or 2020 and then set them up in 2021. But these are the curtain lights, again linked down below. I wanted to get something with more colors on them, but the curtain lights that I kept finding were too long. So this is a perfect length, both against the wall and then down going into the ground. They do come with like 6 settings, and it is a cool light tone. But that is it for the non-bookish things that I really enjoyed in 2021. If you guys enjoy this video at all, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll try to make some more for y'all in the future. I'll keep you guys updated with like quarterly updates of my favorites. But until next time, you guys know what to do. Hit like, subscribe, comment, and I'll speak to you guys in my next video. What that will be, I don't know, because I am filming 3 out of the 4 videos today. So I have 2 more to go. So, bye.